So you got served with court papers. I get it. And my name is Brad Tipton, and I would like to go over to you what that really means when you get served court papers and what most people do wrong, especially within the first 72 hours, and what you can do next. Again, my name is Brad Tipton. I'm your host, and if you have any questions along the way that I don't cover on this short video, just shoot me an email 24 hours a day, bradtipton@yahoo.com. So you were served. Here's what that means. A lawsuit has already been filed. It means a lawsuit has already been filed, and the court is now expecting a response from you. And here's the thing to know. The case is going to move forward with or without you. All right. So what happens if you do nothing? No, nothing. The court is definitely going to move on, like I said, with or without you. Now, what the court is actually watching for is, did you respond? Was the response proper? Was it on time? Why? Because courts act only on what is filed. They don't act on what is not filed or what you intended or how you feel, right? They are looking for right away, especially this first 72 hours or and typically within 20 days, they're looking to see how did you respond? Was the response proper and was it on time? Typically, you have 30 days to respond. Courts act only on what is filed. Now, what happens if you do not respond? If you do not respond, the plaintiff may request what's called a default judgment. And this can happen without a hearing, and your side may never be heard. Why silence hurts you, right? Claims are treated as uncontested. If you're silent, the claim is treated as uncontested. The allegations stand what's called unrebutted, and the burden never shifts to the plaintiff. So I want to go over that again. The claims, if you don't reply, you are considered being silent by the court. And so the claim will be treated as uncontested. In the world of court, if you don't say no in writing, then you are saying, yes, I agree. That means the allegations are being unrebutted and the burden shifts, the burden never shifts to the plaintiff. So the plaintiff is putting all the pressure on you instead of you putting the pressure on the plaintiff. Now, why do most people lose in court? Surprisingly, people don't lose. It's not because the plaintiff was right? It's because deadlines were missed or the wrong response was filed. So why do most people lose in court? Not because the plaintiff is right. And in your case, it's likely they're not right. Plaintiffs lose because deadlines were missed or the wrong response was filed. Now, here's the thing that's so important to know. Being served does not mean you automatically lose. It just simply means the case has started. And how you respond, especially within the first 72 hours, first week, uh, matters the most. So here's the thing. What does a proper response change? A proper response changes uh, a lot of things. Number one, it stops the default. We don't want a default judgment put in against you uh, because you failed to respond. So a response stops default. It forces proof. You have to remember that in America, the defendant is completely innocent until the plaintiff proves the debt or proves the guilt, right? So as a defendant, you're completely innocent. And so your response forces the plaintiff to prove their case. And so what's really great is when you respond, you shift the burden of proof back to the plaintiff and off of you, right? Here, so what is it that the plaintiff must prove? The plaintiff must prove standing, must prove authority to bring the case, must prove ownership of the debt. And that's really difficult, especially if it's a third party collector or somebody who wasn't the original lender. Very difficult for them to prove ownership. Prove an accurate balance. You would be surprised, but it is extremely difficult for a plaintiff, especially if it's not the original lender, to prove an accurate balance. And here's something else the plaintiff must prove: the legal right to enforce the collection, right? Now, how are lawsuits challenged? Simply, you just respond and require proof. You respond and test their claims. What they're claiming is they're just putting it out there. But you have the right to test that and say, well, what about that? Why do you say that that's right? What is your proof that that's right? That type of thing. You can demand records. You can enforce deadlines on them as opposed to the deadlines being forced on you. Now, here are tools most people never use. And it's not because of any other reason. They just didn't know the tools were available because you're not in the law industry. You're not a lawyer. You're not an attorney. You're not in that industry typically in your life. So, tools most people never use: a proper answer, a request for admissions, a request for documents. And why does guidance matter? Because law is so intimidating. The deadlines create panic, and most people do not know where to start. Just don't know where to start. And what you need right now is simple: a clear roadmap, the right steps, and in the right order. So I encourage you, I hope this has been helpful, but I would say to you, go ahead and get a hold of my lawsuit empowerment checklist: what to do after being served with a lawsuit to stop default and force proof. Right? It's a simple step-by-step checklist showing you what to do first, what to do next, what deadlines matter, where mistakes happen, right? This is so vital, and this is all free. Of course, just click below and download, or you can email me, and my email address is bradtipton@yahoo. So it's been my pleasure being a host here today, and I encourage you, click below and download the lawsuit empowerment checklist, or just shoot me an email at bradtipton@yahoo, and request it. Just make sure you include your full name and your email address so that I can get that back to you promptly. And the other thing is, if you have any questions that I did not cover here, just shoot me a quick email. Make sure you include your name and email address, and I'll reply back promptly. Thanks, and have a great day.